Hello there, patrons, and I hope you've all had a very Merry Christmas. I think this is the 28th today, and just thought I'd check in with you guys. I haven't really put much up on Patron because I've been busy trying to get this substantial CNC router built using just handyman tools and proving to everybody that it actually can be done. You don't actually need a CNC router to make a CNC router. So yeah. So I'd just like to sort of give you a little bit of an update of what's going to happen in the new year. Well, hopefully by, let's swing the camera around. Hopefully by the end of January, this will be pretty well complete. And very soon thereafter, I will have all the vendor information for all the parts that were purchased and the pricing, and also all the plans. Now, the way I do the plans for drawings for these sort of builds is, I draw it up in Fusion 360 in a very simple manner so you can understand it. Now you can interpret, the measurements to suit yourself. If you want to make it bigger, whatever. And but it's just there as a guide. And what I would suggest is that you use the plans then in conjunction with the videos. I find that people understand what I'm doing and how to do it better that way. So and I really am enjoying making parrots. I really am enjoying making this router. It's I did find that the last router I made, although it was a very good and sturdy one, it was too big for me in my shop, doing what I do. And anyway, I built it for someone else, not for myself. But this one is for me, and it's the working envelope that it's best suited for me. But you could make this one bigger or smaller if you wanted to. So hopefully the first couple of weeks in February the drawings will be there on Patron for you. And again, it's for patrons 3 axes, which I think is $5 patrons and above. Now I did say, and I have said all the way through this, that this is going to be hand built with just virtually the minimal power tools like cordless drills and saw and what have you. Unfortunately, the vendor who supplied this, I think it was a mistake. They didn't supply the cast aluminium housing here so I can connect into the Z-axis plate here. So I'm going to have to make one. Now, unfortunately, I've got the material, I've cut it off the right size, but I'm going to have to bore this out with my little CNC mill. So I'll do a dedicated video with the CNC mill using Cavco, either Maker or Maker Plus, to do the tool paths, to do the pocket, to fit this. and probably a drilling strategy as well. and actually make it on the little CNC mill. But I did intend not to use any CNC equipment or laser or whatever to do anything with this, but unfortunately, you know, you could get a hole saw and cut it out with a hole saw and file it and this, that and the other. But I want to get this finished. So I hope you excuse me from that. Some of you might find it interesting. So coming up this year as well, what should I show you? Yes, I'll go and get it and bring it over here. Okay, I must have been a very good boy this year because Santa's brought me some things. Of course, when I get this CNC Router up and running, I will be showing you how to use it, how to program it with Cavco, and we will be doing some 3D work, 2.5D work, and eventually this year I will be making a 4th axis for this, okay, and plumbing it into the SMC. In fact, I have already got a stopper motor for it, and somewhere here I have acquired this. Now it's a cast aluminium bearing housing, very solid, with a 3-jaw chuck on it. Okay, but it's got a horrible gear on the back end, so I'd have to take the gear off and use the lathe to turn up a toothed belt drive. All right. I don't really like gear would work all right, I suppose, but so that's what we're going to be doing. And putting this on a base and making a 4th axis for the CNC Router. So yes, Santa brought me well, I haven't opened it yet. Opened the package that it came in, but so let's see if I can easily open this. Yeah. It's one of those cheap little USB drive, which is the right way up. That way up. That you see on eBay for about $45 or $50. Because the one I normally use is, well, price is really going up now, is about $350. This is a 4th axis as well, but I'm actually going to be plumbing this into the lathe. And this is partly the reason why you haven't seen me do any work with the lathe, and that is because I robbed the card out of it. I robbed the Mark III card out of it to go in one of my other builds, my other routers, and that was 12 months ago. So that's why that has not been running. So I want to put that back into action and start running it and doing some videos on that, because I have noticed that the views on the CNC lathe is coming up, and I get a lot of people asking me, why haven't I used it? Am I making any more videos? And the answer is yes. So I think towards maybe the end of February, something like that, I'll do a video on putting that card in and testing the card out, because I have no idea how good it is. And I thought I would take the risk then for you guys of well, seeing how good it is. So that's what we're going to be doing with that, and because I want to use it as well. So we're going to get that up and running. So anyway, something else I want to do probably in the second half of next year, or this new coming year. Now increasingly I get people asking me about an 80 or 100 watt laser, what they should buy, and all this sort of thing. And they say, when I tell them, oh, go to have a look at Thunder Laser, they come immediately back to me and say, oh, we don't want to spend $10,000 or $12,000 on one. We just want a good one. Well, if you want a good laser, there's an old saying, you get what you pay for. You may buy one for $5,000 or $6,000, and you may be lucky. May. Probability is very high that you won't. So I thought I would do something about it. So what I intend to do is I'm going to do something really stupid and buy a 60 or 80 watt laser off eBay. And when I get it here, I'm going to do the same job as I did with the little K40, and we'll examine it, put right what is wrong with the wiring or whatever I find, test it, and we'll turn it into a decent bit of kit. Whether that means replacing the tube, or the power supply, or the controller, or all of the above, to turn it into a decent unit. I don't know until I get one here, but that's what I intend to do. I think that would be more beneficial to everybody that watches my channel, rather than sort of take a stab in the dark and say, oh yeah, go and have a look on eBay, and that looks not too bad a one. I don't do that. A lot of people do ask me, oh, where do I buy a CNC router from, or where did I buy one from? It's different. It's different me buying one, because I know I'm taking the risk. So I look for, the best one I can possibly find for the best price I can find. When I get it here, if I'm expecting there's going to be something wrong with it, whether it be electrically or mechanically, and I'll put it right. But I wouldn't turn round, other than say, oh, Avid, for a CNC router, because I know they're a damn decent company. and they are North American, not Chinese. I would not sort of point any individual Chinese maker out, as in, oh, go and buy one from them, because as a lot of you may have known, I've had businesses in China, and I know exactly how they work, how their minds work even, and you know, you can't trust them, basically. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing with lasers and routers, and of course during the year too I shall be making a 4th axis and showing you how to get that up and running. What I normally do actually is I slave the 4th axis with the x-axis. In other words, disconnect the x-axis stepper motor and connect the 4th axis in, because you don't need a dedicated 4th axis program, because the CNC routers don't know whether something is flat or whether it's round. It just doesn't know. So you configure in whether it's Mark III or whether it's CSMC, the steps per on the driver or in the controller to match up the ratio on the 4th axis. It's as easy as that, and I'll show you how to do it, so you don't have to have a dedicated program or a wrap-in program for a 4th axis. Okay, I'll show you how to do all that during the year. Okay, so I've said a lot. And, well, have a happy new year wherever you are. And for now, it's bye for now.